is amazing. Think about it. Traditions, memories, so much happiness. But food can also bring a lot of stress. Thrive Life wants to take away the stress by delivering simple, clean food right to your door. How would that help, you ask? Well, we've done some research. Approximately 1 in 42 trillion people actually like to wash, peel, and chop fruits and veggies. And approximately 1 in 56 bajillion people enjoy throwing out rotten produce.
Ew.
Our research found that a lot of the stress comes from planning meals. Although 43% of the population claims to pre-plan their meals, we found that less than 1% actually do. So, we had an idea. Let's help people not stress out about food. Enter Thrive Life. Ingredients that are pre-washed, pre-cut, and freeze-dried to lock in all those nutrients and delicious flavors, and they won't spoil in days or even weeks after buying them. Ingredients that aren't loaded with additives, preservatives, or GMOs. And for those nights that you just don't have anything planned, or frankly don't like the plans you did have, there's Simple Plate. It's a meal kit that's better than any meal kit you've experienced, according to our research. It's planned, prepped, and pre-portioned deliciousness. And it doesn't have to be made tonight. It's ready when you are. How do we do all that? It's basically magic! We start with the best produce picked at the peak of perfection. Then we freeze-dry it in the most state-of-the-art facility
in the galaxy.
We lock in the taste and nutrients so our produce is as fresh as the farmer's market, which makes it perfect for snacking, by the way. Want to try it out? Simply set up a delivery service account and start shopping. You'll become a preferred customer for free. You get all kinds of perks like free shipping. So why would you want simple, clean food delivered to your door? I think the research says it all. Enjoy simple, clean food that's ready when you are. And make sure the only thing getting spoiled here is you. Try Thrive Life tonight.
There you go, guys. It is flooding. The morning after a storm is always the best.
Welcome, YouTubers.
Good morning.
This is Donto and Amy, and we are the food foresters from Central Florida. We do a lot of planting in tires because tires make a nice raised bed. They're about the right height.
You're ready.
But I don't want to be
You're
ready.
live. You're
but I don't
live.
want to be live.
You are live.
It's your turn to be live.
You're live.
Okay, folks, it's Monday evening. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. I don't know if I should leave my glasses on or not. If I want to see, I'm going to leave them on. So let's do it that way. Mountain Life, Montana. We received your box today. I've not opened it yet. I can open it tonight if you'd like us to. Obviously, I can't do what Jason do. I'd have to go off screen to try on my shirt. And I haven't told the girls that they have T-shirts here. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. Ours was, just a weekend. Nothing special. Didn't do anything. Hey, Loving Ivy. Kate, how you doing, sweetheart? I hope that Shanna, the reason I said I thought of you a couple weeks ago, we were in Hannibal, Missouri at Doug and Stacy's Life Conference, and they had a face painter, and you're the one that I thought of. I mean, this lady did an awesome job, but I thought of you. You would have enjoyed it there. So, VW Family Farm. We were just asked if we would babysit Anthony on Wednesday. Want to come over? He's your buddy. So, our guests are from Florida. Boy, do they have some monsoons down there. Good Lord. I hope we don't have that when we're there in September. Cross my fingers we get there in September.
Well, rumor has it they have wet feet.
Web feet? I thought you said wet. I didn't know if you said wet or web. Wet web? Say that fast 3 times.
If the shoe fits.
If the shoe fits, yeah. Well, if they have web feet, I don't think they can wear shoes, can they?
I'm trying to remember.
Really wide ones.
I'm trying to remember if Donald has shoes on or not. I don't think so.
Donald Duck? You're lucky he had shorts on.
I don't think he did.
Yeah, Donald Duck had, he had a shirt on. He had no shorts.
Yeah, he didn't have any shorts.
I'm surprised he's allowed on TV nowadays.
He was commando.
Commando. Yes, folks. 24/7 here, never stops. His mind is like a trap. Not sure what kind of trap, but it's like a trap. So anyway, we will bring out our guests, Danto and Amy. They were in Florida. They have an awesome food forest growing. I mean, I've just been in awe. Just watch their videos, and then the rainstorms they have and the wind that goes through, especially when Amy's talking and the wind happens and she talks like this and you can't hear a word, then she comes back. So I got that. So let's go ahead and bring them out.
Bring them out. Here they are.
Loving Ivy, did he have anklets? I don't know. So make sure you put your questions in all caps.
Boy, not only are they dressed alike tonight, but they had the same wave.
Well, they always have on the same T-shirts. They always
Well, they're
have on
usually in
their
different
T-shirts.
colors.
We don't even do that.
Yeah.
They're
We don't
usually different colors, but they're identical twins tonight.
We don't even.
Sort of.
Well, Amy has more hair.
Yeah, okay. Well, at least
Just a little bit.
Amy has the hair on top of her head.
Did you see the similarities, Amy?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Amy has the hair on top of her head, and he has the hair
He
under
has
his
right
head.
there.
Yeah,
she,
under
still
his head.
she still has lots more on top of her head.
Yeah.
Beautiful long hair. My gosh.
Thank you.
Oh yes. How long has it been since you've had it cut?
About 2 years.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
God,
It's already down to my waist.
I know. Man,
Her hair grows really fast.
I was going to say, this is 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes, they're hardworking homesteaders, exactly. I mean, they have banana trees, and their moringa is huge.
Oh, yeah.
And it's, Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, we really got to cut them down. They're up above the house now.
Yeah.
See, we can't have, in Ohio, the winters would kill them. And, I could bring them in the winter, but I think they only grow to as big as your pot is, so I've heard. So,
Yeah,
and
but
I could
what
only,
you can do is cut it down short so you can bring it in and store it all winter and then bring it back out in the spring, and they'll take off from the roots and go right back up again.
oh, that's a thought.
Mm-hmm.
Now I just
We
have to find my
usually
seeds.
cut ours right down almost to the ground, cover it with mulch or wood chips, and they'll come right back up.
Ben, I don't think, the vision of your hair falling off your head to your back is not the vision I wanted to have right now. That's just not. Isn't that what a gorilla has? I don't know. Ben, I don't know about that. I'll have to check in April. Oh, the people we have here, I'm telling you.
Well, I was very impressed with your moringa trees.
Wild well, that's what I was just talking about.
Yeah.
Where have you been?
I
You're
was-
right next
Yeah,
to me. Didn't you hear me?
No, I had my headphones on.
Yeah, we have about 6 that are super tall, and then this past summer I planted 3 more by seed around the house here, just to see if they'll grow in different places to try that out.
Well, wild and wonderful. You were talking about wanting to grow moringa there. Your weather wouldn't be any. You're in West Virginia, so your weather wouldn't be any different than ours. You would just have to bring it in the winter. So we have the same. I have seeds. Jay and the Nut House from California gave me seeds, so I can try it. What the heck?
Yeah, it's not going to hurt. Just
Exactly.
I would say just make sure you get a big, huge pot, maybe something on wheels, so that way you can wheel it in and out of the house without having to carry it.
Yeah, that's an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Scotty might know, Broke Urban Farmer. I'd like to do bananas. Indiana's cold though, but I'm going to try cutting it back.
Try getting the Truly Tiny or the Young Prince. They're small enough you can grow those in pots. They only get about 2 or 3 foot tall and produce bananas that you can actually eat.
I'll be darned. Now, there's some thought. Now, the last 2 years, I've grown pineapples. They aren't the biggest. They aren't the biggest. I mean, mine only got this big, but it was sweet and edible. What the heck?
Yeah.
I was pleased with that.
How big a pot did you have it in?
Just a regular, probably an 8-inch pot. I just when I cut the top off from the one at the store, I planted that and it was just sort of like let's see if this really works. And it did.
Put it in a 5-gallon bucket and you'll get bigger pineapples, a lot bigger pineapples.
Oh, I'll have to try. I have some 5-gallon buckets. I'll give that a shot. You hear that, folks?
Yeah.
There you go. First nugget of the night.
We have a couple different types of white pineapples even.
From Hawaii.
We got the white jade and we got the sugarloaf white pineapple. Mm-hmm. It has an edible core.
Oh, that's the one you were talking about.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting.
I'm excited about that one.
Yeah, we can grow a lot of the tropical fruits down here.
Mm-hmm.
The hardest part we have is growing the regular stuff like lettuce and the cucumbers.
Because of the weather?
Yeah, the weather and the boring worms are really bad.
Oh, okay. Oh, I never thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Built on a rock homestead, I bought a moringa tree, and within 24 hours of bringing it home, someone ate all the leaves. Carrie, you need
they are good.
You need to get some lettuce, is all I can tell you. And
sounds like a cat or a dog problem.
Or goat. I think goats eat everything.
Goat.
Yeah, Mountain Life, Montana. I'm going to attempt to grow tropical fruit here in Montana in a sub-ground greenhouse. That sounds interesting.
Ooh.
Yeah, that.
Oh.
Yeah, they're getting. Where was it? I saw a documentary where they were growing citrus and everything else in the underground greenhouses. Really cool. My cousin in West Virginia wants to build one.
Cool.
Yeah.
Susie Keaton is asking, what size pot would you need for moringa, do you think?
Well, they have a long taproot. So you want to make sure the pot's long and at least tall-wise, I would say.
Probably 5-gallon minimal.
Yeah. Or something larger than 5.
Yeah. And then put it on, like you said, put it on one of those wheelie things so you can, especially if you're in weather like ours where you have to bring it inside.
Right.
Well, also, too, it'd be easy to carry.
Yeah.
I found it very interesting, your choice of materials for your raised beds.
The tires?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's so, I thought about that because I was going to bring that up tonight because there's so much controversy. Oh, don't use tires because of the rubber and all this.
Well, from everything that I've read, the most of the pollutants you get from the tires are if they're burned or chewed up and used as mulch. But when they're in the whole tire form, like I use them, except for I do cut out the sidewall.
Yeah.
Okay.
It breaks down very, very slowly, so you don't get all that leaching. Now,
Okay.
we're really using them just temporary until we can get some of this flooding under control.
Sort
then
of
I'll
like to get them started.
to get them
Yeah.
started and get them raised up. Then
Cool.
what I do is I'll just cut the tire out from around it and add more soil and just make little mounds.
There you go.
Well,
There
of
you
course, by having a tire, I mean, that's one of the biggest problems with raised beds is that the side walls go away over a period of time.
It won't with these things.
Yeah.
VW Family Farm is asking, what kind of banana tree was the 2-foot one that you were talking about?
There's one called the Young Prince, and there's it Young Prince or Little Prince?
I
can't
think it's
remember.
Little Prince and Truly Tiny Banana.
Yes.
Did you get that, Ben? Andrea, did you write that down for Ben?
Is that so you can make little banana splits?
Yeah, pretty much.
Our favorite so far is the ice cream bananas.
Yeah. The blue
I was going there. I was going there.
But with the tires, I would recommend everybody do their own research. For us, it's mainly so that way our plants can grow without having to get root rot or drowned in what we have going on over here.
Yeah, the very first tree we really planted out here that we got to start the food forest, we lost because of the roots got too wet, and that was Florida Glow Peach, which is a low chill hour peach that I was devastated when we lost it.
Yeah. We got a few peaches off of it, but when those floodwaters hit, we just lost it.
We had a hurricane come in. I thought I had
Uh-huh.
it. Yeah, I thought I had it planted high enough, and it just killed it. I didn't dig it up fast enough and put it in a pot.
Ben, I figured you wanted to put one in your greenhouse. Ben, VW Family Farm is in Arkansas, and they have a aquaponics greenhouse.
Nice.
I can remember walking into that, and all you saw was, you didn't see dirt, you saw gravel. And I'm thinking, I've never seen a greenhouse like this. It's like all gravel.
And
And then
the
at
gravel
the
has
end-
fish swimming in
And
it.
and then at the end, he has a fish tank, and I'm going, this is strange.
Yeah, I want to do that too, but Amy won't let me right now until we get some of our other projects going.
Well, it sounds
keeps me reeled in.
it sounds like your ground is pretty much aquaponic.
Pretty
Pretty
much.
much. We got a bunch of tadpoles out there now.
I bet you do.
Amy, when
Goodness.
you were walking around, I was just hoping you were going to keep moving so you just didn't sink.
Yeah, I pretty much right now, I mean, just tonight when I went out to do the evening chores, it rained before I went out there, and pretty much my muck boots, it's coming up to the top of my muck boots. So
Wow.
I'm like, I think I need to get waders.
Yeah, waiters, yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Wow.
Autumn Oaks Farm says they cannot do bananas, drives the bees crazy as the scent is the same as a bees alert hormone.
Oh, wow.
Really?
That's
Huh.
learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going. My nephew this weekend is bringing us over some bees.
Oh, you lose them?
Okay, we've lost.
Hold on. Our phone went funny.
We can hear them.
Yeah, hold on. There we are.
There we go.
Sorry.
No problem.
His phone buzzed and it switched over.
We got it on silent now, so it should be good. Yeah, my nephew's is bringing over some bees to put out here because he's really into beekeeping. He's 14 now,
Yeah.
and he's got like 5 or 6 hives. So he was going to bring us some over. So that should be interesting to see how they do with the banana trees.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there are quite a few of our subscribers. I would say 80% the homesteaders have bees.
There's a high percentage.
Yeah.
Definitely a high
Yeah.
percentage.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just need to get the flooding under control before we can expand, because everything that that you're seeing is literally around our house. We have 2 acres, but the parts that don't flood are close to the house, so it's like less than.
We probably got maybe a half an acre that we're planted on right now.
Yeah, out of the 2.
And the rest, we're expanding, as we fix the flooding issues.
And you have 2 acres?
Yes.
Yeah, 2.2 acres.
Now see, when you walk around, it looks a lot more, I don't know, acreage, miles. It just looks huge. Looks like a big
Yeah.
piece of property.
Pretty much, I'm just walking around the house. That's all it is. Everything is around the house.
Yep.
But we are expanding. We got a lot of plans for more, fruit. We're going to do a dragon fruit orchard soon, hopefully.
So what started you into the food forest permaculture type path that you're now on? What originated it?
Well, we had a friend give us a banana tree, and I started researching on how to grow bananas because if I don't know something, I go right into research mode and learn everything I possibly can about it. And so I learned, I started studying the bananas, and I was like, well, we could grow this here too, and this, and then I had some health issues that I needed to start eating healthier. So we just kind of expanded from that. And it was a combination of just curiosity and then wanting to know what we're eating and to eat better.
Yeah, and plus my youngest daughter started having some issues with her stomach. And when I read up about moringa, and then from there we had both bananas and moringa, and we just kind of kept expanding and went in all different directions. And now it's just where we actually enjoy growing our own food, having our own meat now, and we're trying to get ourselves to where 80% of our food we want from our land.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
They're asking, can we buy mature citrus trees to plant to speed up production?
Yes.
Yeah, what most citrus trees are grafted. So, and you can buy them down here anywhere from, a foot tall, to 50-gallon pots, and have them put in. It's all depends on what you want, but most of them will produce fruit right away.
Yeah, and Loving Ivy Farm, and one thing I didn't see that you had, avocado trees. I know
We do now.
I've started years ago when my boys were small. I've done the pits and they grew, but up here in Ohio it's going to take 10 years to get one fruit.
Right.
So.
Yeah, we do have actually 2 avocado trees that we planted this within the last 2 weeks.
Cool.
And
Cool.
they're about, what, 4 foot tall?
They're more like maybe 3 foot.
Yeah,
tall.
they're about 3 foot. So,
It'll be a few years.
yeah.
That'll be neat.
We get most of the plants. We buy a few, but most of the stuff we trade with other people. So when we get something, we get a few things going and propagate. We trade them with other friends that are doing the same thing.
Barter system is awesome when you can do it.
Yes.
Yeah. He's actually even done, we've gone to somebody else's house and helped them, work on their house a little bit in exchange for, maybe some meat birds or some type of plant or some type of equipment. And we actually enjoy doing that a lot better than trying to save up money and buy something.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
Well, let's have Smudge come out and get the trivia thing started here.
Okay. Oh, you haven't seen nothing yet.
Well, hi, folks. It's trivia time again. And we have to have some rules for this, so they are as follows. Number 1, you can only win once every 4 weeks. Number 2, you must be the first person to answer the question correctly in the chat window as it appears embedded on the screen here. Your chat window may have a different order. And number 3, you have to send an email to twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. Send us your mailing address so we know where to send your winnings. Good luck.
Okay, and let me just reiterate here just a little bit, if anybody's new here. The official order chat is what you see embedded
Chill,
on the
Brenda.
screen. And so that is where we will take the answer from. That way it's fair for everybody. They can see it coming up, and now I just have to get the right screen here.
VW Family Farms asking, what about papaya trees? Do you have any of...
Yes, we have quite a few of them. What we did is just took papayas that we've bought at markets and stuff like that, and I've started them all from seed. We actually have our first papaya seedling that's now producing fruit. So hopefully in a couple of weeks we'll be tasting our first papayas off our tree.
Yeah.
Okay, so tonight's first question that we're going to ask is...
I love this.
And this,
Duncan is just going at it.
Oh, yeah. Brenda, yeah, as soon as she knows that...
what is the name of our rooster? What is the name of our rooster? And it's not 42, Jim.
No.
That's a standard answer.
Is that what that is?
Nope. Not Sam.
No.
Not Duck.
Not red.
Oh,
Well, there we go.
Linda. PG Nano Farm.
All right.
She cheated. No.
All right, PG Nano Farm, please drop us an email. That way we can keep...
That's what binge watching does, right, Linda?
so we can keep track of what's going on there. So,
Linda, do you have pierced ears? If you do, would you like some chicken earrings?
There. Oh, yeah. There you go.
Woody. Oh, Lordy.
Ozzy like ours.
That's a good one.
Ozzy's actually a female.
Oh, Lord.
yeah.
okay, so we've opened up the phones. So if anybody would like to call in, there's 2 different numbers you can call on. You have to enter the meeting ID number. Just follow the prompts. You'll be placed in a waiting room, which I can see the last 4 digits of your phone number. And I'll put one person on the air at a time. after you get here. But you'll come into a meeting room and just kind of sit back. When you're on the air, you have to have your YouTube muted. So phone number's going across the top of the screen, and you can call in and say hello, ask them questions, see how they're liking the fire ants in Florida.
Oh,
Yeah, fire ants are bad here in Florida.
they're bad. He got actually bit up this past Sunday.
Ugh.
Yeah, we were putting down the landscaping tarp and came across a pile we didn't even know it was there. It was underneath the mulch.
I found out about it real quick though.
How do you tell when the papaya fruit is ready from BW family?
The papaya fruit will start turning colors. It starts off green, and most of them start turning a yellowish or an orangish color on the skin, and that's when they're good.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to let them get too soft, though. Papayas is kind of a acquired taste for some people.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't acquired it yet.
No,
You don't even know what it tastes like.
That's why I said I haven't acquired it yet.
they make some really sweet ones, but then you get some that can get a little of a musty taste. So you want to catch them before that. They're really earthy fruit.
Alexander.
Oh, well, he doesn't like potatoes because they grow in the ground. So all you have to do is say earthy. That'll be a no for him.
Alexander.
He sounds like a picky eater like he is.
Yeah, he won't eat the skin of a potato.
Okay. All right. Alexander N.E. Smith, how often do you harvest meat birds? I'm assuming they're talking about your quail. That's my guess.
Well, we do quail and we do the Cornish cross.
Mm-hmm.
We've done it. We've only raised them about 3 times so far. So we're planning on we've been doing only like 10 at a time, but we want to ramp that up to about 20 to 25 at a time, and we probably will do that 4 times a year.
Yeah, about 4 times a year. We have some now that he picked up with tip money that he got. He came home with a box full of Cornish cross, but then we're going to be buying another 10 at the end of this month to harvest later on.
Linda, that's for you.
Cute.
You want these or something else? Doesn't show up very well. They're for
My
pure steers.
plans for the future, though, I want to get the American breast chickens.
American what?
Breasts.
Breast.
Okay, that's what I thought I
The
heard.
same as the breast France. They're a really good.
That's your nephew.
Yep. But they're a good dual-purpose bird. It's supposed to be the tastiest chicken in the world, and they also are good egg layers too. So we would like to get some of those breeding, but they can be pretty pricey, up to $50 a chicken.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So
That's a little bit later on.
Okay, and we have a caller here. So caller with the last digits of your phone, 547. Hello, this is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
It's John, Mountain Life, Montana.
Hey, John, how are you?
how you doing?
Hey.
I'm doing good. Doing good. I got a question about land mass. I'm about to buy a homestead for myself and my wife, and our concern is about how much land are we going to need. So as growing your fruit trees and everything, I think you said 2 to 3 acres is what you're harvesting on. Is that enough? Do you have any challenge with that? Do you wish you had more?
Well, for us, just for us, our 2.2 acres is going to be more than enough for our livestock and our food forest and a little garden. Now, if you're going to do some market gardening, you're probably going to want more than that. But I've seen people down here in Florida do market gardens in town, just on on their lots, a couple lots, around their house. So you'd be surprised what you can grow with just a little bit of land.
Yeah,
Right,
and like I
right.
said
So it doesn't
earlier,
really take
everything
a whole
we're
bunch.
growing is around our house right now.
No,
On
but
2.2 acres for just the two of you and your animals, and that's enough, huh?
For us, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Nice,
I think it
great.
very much just depends on. I mean, obviously, fruit trees takes up a lot more room because of spacing.
Sure.
And if you have animals, well, you're talking more room. If you're going to have goats and a cow and chickens,
You mean somebody that might have like 50 to 80 cows?
yeah, I don't think they could do
I
that
don't-
on 2 acres.
I
No,
don't know.
No.
I don't know if we know
Yeah.
anybody
No,
that has 50
we're
to
going
80
to try to be
cows.
self-sufficient on our own land for me and my wife, and try not to buy anything in a store. So we really want to do it all right on our own land, raise or grow, and then I also hunt and fish, and that's how we want to provide everything.
Cool.
So we're just wondering,
Nice.
like, how much acreage is 5 acres enough? Do I need 10, 20?
I would say if it's just you and your wife, 5 acres should be enough for you.
because you could have a couple cows, a milk cow,
Yeah, or even goats and
and
but
still have an
also
orchard.
yeah, if you plan it to where if you could sit down and draw or plan everything out, because that's what we do, you can actually fit a lot on just 2 acres. But
Sure.
if you're
Yeah.
wanting to have these types of animal, the larger animals, they need more room. So I would say at least 5 acres or more.
Great. Thanks for answering my questions. Appreciate it.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're welcome. Good luck.
And just for example, Big Bear Homestead has what, 22 acres?
Something like that, I think.
Yeah, Big Bear Homestead has 22 acres. They've got 4 to 6 cows, a lot of chickens, ducks,
Pigs,
pigs,
Right.
turkeys now.
and of course, the type of ground also plays a big part in it. You mentioned you want to do some hunting and stuff. It's real easy to have 2 acres
Yeah.
of woods and that not be enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
Yeah, we have a very rocky terrain here in Montana. It's very rocky, and it's a very dry climate and cold, of course. I mean, we live in the high mountains now. We're looking for lower elevation. I know that sounds weird to people, but our lower elevation is 5,000 feet
Okay.
because we're trying
Yeah.
to get into zone 4 growing. Right now we're in 3. So it's very difficult to even think about buying anything in 3.
Yep.
Yeah,
If you want property with rocks, built on a rock homestead, Carrie, she's in Texas. That's what she has.
yes,
Rocks.
it's all rocks. So, and that makes it tougher too.
Yeah.
That makes it tougher too. If the ground's not as fertile, you need more of it to get an equal amount of product.
Yeah, you'll
Yeah.
probably
There's
have
always
to,
dynamite.
do
Dynamite.
composting and mulching.
Yeah, that way you supplement your plants with the rock dust, right?
Yeah.
I might,
if you're
I
gonna
might
have
strike
cows-
gold. Who knows?
Yeah.
You're going to need hay fields up there too to, just keep you going through the winter if you're trying to be fully self-sufficient. So you got to figure
Yeah,
out ways that
I've built in-ground greenhouse before, and there's a place out in Missoula that is commercial farming, and they actually have an in-ground greenhouse, and they grew banana trees, and their banana tree is 6 years old now, and then just last month they harvested 250 bananas.
Oh my gosh.
Wow,
It was
that's
raised
awesome.
right here in Montana, and that's just been such an inspiration to me because now I'm like, yes, we can grow citrus here, and so I definitely have that on my list to attempt.
Sounds great.
Yeah. That's it in your case, yeah, I would definitely look into that, the greenhouse part of it.
we use a greenhouse here for our tropical fruits. We grow subtropical fruits around, but for like our sour sop and some of our mangoes, we have in a greenhouse.
Yeah, because anything below 50 degrees, it can damage them.
We want to do a high house, so that we can grow some of our jackfruit and some of our other tropicals.
Well, high tunnel.
Yeah, high tunnel.
Yeah, high tunnel. Hopefully, if we get the rest of the land cleared off and get the drainage taken care of.
I think the whole trick is just doing the best you can with, excuse me.
With what you have.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we've been doing.
So far right now, we're looking for something like 10 acres, I think we can do. As far as hunting and fishing, there's so much public land in Montana. You don't need to own land to hunt on it, so I'm not worried about owning land to hunt. But as far as having enough room for the livestock and us and our garden, and making sure we grow enough for era so that we can and preserve to make it through the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely,
Oh.
Plan, look into things that you want to grow in your zone and see how long your season is, and, just take it one step at a time. I know it sounds like it's going to be a slow process, but a lot of times you can start researching and then you get the knack for everything really quick, and you can actually figure out exactly how much you're going to need for this type of growing this or having this type of animal on your homestead. But it does take a lot of research when you first start out.
Yeah, I have a book going of notes and everything from research to going to places, talking to them, to watching YouTubers and just soaking up as much information as I can. And I do have agricultural background with the military, believe it or not. It's a long story,
nice.
but it's just been a passion of mine to finally retire and get out there and just start doing it for ourselves and be self-sufficient and live healthier. Just to have illnesses come and strike us. I'm a 2-time cancer survivor, combat veteran, and went through a lot, and just trying to get back to nature and live naturally and healthy. To change my diet instead of go towards medication. So I'm almost medication free on everything right now.
That's great.
Awesome.
Great.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
My last
Fantastic.
spouse, but I just got to eat healthy to prevent it from coming back.
Yeah.
One thing you want to think about too is when you actually purchase your land, live on it for a year before you really start doing too awful much. You want to learn your
So
property.
you wonder, yeah.
Because if
So
we've
don't do
made that
anything the first
mistake at
year, but
first,
maybe
we
like
just started-
chickens.
Go ahead.
So like on the first year, just don't do anything except for like maybe chickens and just see what the land does, where it drains, how it behaves.
Yeah, you can do like some temporary things, but keep in mind that you may want to move stuff around depending on how the weather is. You really just water runoff. You want to spend some time with the property to learn it before you start your actually building permanent structures.
Yeah.
Definitely. Great advice. Thanks.
Yeah, Off Grid with Doug and Stacy had a video on that he was just extremely lucky because they bought the property, he just built this house, but it just so happened he built it in the right spot,
Yeah.
Right.
pointing in the right direction.
Yeah, I watched them. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
They got a nice place there. Definitely.
That
Oh,
they
yeah.
do. That they do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for
one
taking
of our
my
is-
questions and answering and all the advice you've been giving me. I'm going to free up the line for somebody else to call in and pick your brain.
Okay, well, John,
John?
yeah, thank you so much for
Good
calling.
luck.
Okay. Thanks, guys. I'm going to keep on watching.
Okay.
All right, thanks. Okay, and so the phone lines are open. I can actually stack quite a few people up in line, so there's no problem with just calling in at any time you might like to. So anyway, we'll just kind of go ahead here. Anybody come up with any more questions in the chat?
I haven't seen. I've been
I
trying to
have-
keep track. You see any? I haven't. Unless I missed it, I haven't seen any. Farmer Brad says an equipment grant can pay for a high tunnel.
Yeah, we were looking into that too. Where once we get the flooding issues under control, then when we see, what's going to be the best placement for it, then we'll put in for the grant. We don't want to do that before we're actually ready. But I was lucky. I built this greenhouse, and I kind of didn't exactly have it in the greatest spot, but it does do what we want. But next time I'm going to plan it out a whole lot better and make sure I have it in the right spot. I didn't have much choice with the greenhouse we did, because we planted the soursop and the mangoes in the ground first when we got them, so that I didn't have a choice but build the greenhouse where it was. And I figured also that way I wouldn't procrastinate, because I'd have to get it built before winter.
Yeah.
Where in Florida are you located? Being asked by Freedom using Farm and Arbor.
We're in pretty much like Central Florida. We're in a county called Sumter County. We're about about an hour away from the Gulf of Mexico. If that kind of gives you an idea.
And an hour north of Tampa.
Yeah.
Right down the I-75 corridor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. It's an important point to learn the land through a full season. Totally agree.
Yeah, we when we purchased this place, because it was a private sale, that was, I think, one of the things we didn't realize when we moved in here, because we did it right before the rainy season, and then it was like first time it rained, we're like, we got a lake in our backyard.
We even had an alligator last year.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah, it showed up in one of our ditches, and we're like, okay, we got to get this out of here.
Yes, Homestead. Before we started the live stream, I asked the same thing about how far they were from where my daughter is, and yep, they're on the other side, like 3.5 hours from where my daughter is. So,
Yeah, I have extended family in Jacksonville, so I know it's about 3.5 hour drive just to get over there.
yep.
All right. Well, let's have Smudge come out and do another trivia question.
Sure.
All right.
Everybody, put on your thinking caps.
All righty. Here we go.
Well, hi, folks. It's trivia time again. And we have to have some rules for this, so they are as follows. Number 1, you can only win once every 4 weeks. Number 2, you must be the first person to answer the question correctly in the chat window as it appears embedded on the screen here. Your chat window may have a different order.
No,
And
but we
number
had some
3,
neighbors wanting to
you
eat
have
it.
to send an email to twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. Send us your mailing address so we know where to send your winnings. Good luck.
Okay. And so I'll just reiterate here one more time. The official order chat
Oh, you can answer. You just can't win.
is the official order chat is what you see on the screen. The chat on your computer or handheld device or whatever you're watching this on is more than likely unique to you and different from everybody else's. So this is the official order chat, what we have on the screen here. And for tonight's second question, is everybody ready? Are you watching?
Am I watching?
Have they all stopped for a moment?
No. There's one in particular that doesn't know how to stop. I'm not sure what the channel name is. Hey, Aerial Landscapes, how are you?
All right. So the second question tonight is, what is the one piece of equipment and attachments we need? What is the one piece of equipment and attachments we need?
Can't say we have boring subscribers, that's for sure.
I say, boy,
And we know her personally.
that's what makes it even better.
Yes. Yeah. Allison, you've never met Brenda yet? You will in October.
Oh, did we get a stumper here or what?
I don't know.
I think so.
Oh, well, no.
Keep on going.
They're getting close.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Part of it has to be all of it.
Knowledge. Close.
They're getting part of it.
They're getting part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They need waiters, Allison.
Dirt and a shovel. Actually, Donald broke a shovel yesterday.
No, Carrie, that's what you need for all your rocks. You and Wild and Wonderful in West Virginia.
Drew.
Some bump. That could be. That could be. Okay, bring up a tab, folks, and start looking through the videos.
They're getting part of it.
Should we? That's the closest one we've gotten. What do you think?
Yeah, I'll go with it.
Country Girl?
Yeah.
You were the closest. It's a tractor with a backhoe and front bucket.
But Country Girl sometimes does things a little backwards, so she's good.
Yeah.
Hey, Trip H, how you doing? Tires and a swing set.
Yeah. We got the tires and we got a swing set.
Yeah, I saw the swing set.
Yeah. The chickens are living underneath of it right now.
Okay. And the phone lines are still open. Anybody like to call in? It doesn't cost us anything. It's all your nickel.
Yeah, we're cheap.
Well, I think the Citystead asked earlier about us eating the gator.
Yeah.
In the state of Florida, you're not allowed to touch them. They're protected, so you have to actually call a trapper.
Ho ho.
Yeah.
And if the only reason we got them to even remove it is because of our autistic son.
Yeah.
If they don't think it's a hazard to people or a farm animal, they won't even take one out of your pond.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. They really don't like messing with alligators too much. They want them to stay wherever they want to live, pretty much.
Yeah. But we tried, because I was thinking, having gator stew or something.
We did have a lot of neighbors wanting it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know when my daughter moved down there, she would send pictures constantly, not of gators, but of lizards. And then when they moved into their house, she goes, "Mom, this is in the house." And I go, "You're the one who wanted to move down there. I don't want to hear about lizards on the wall."
Oh my.
We do have our share of critters down here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There you go, Brenda. You send them a few.
Yeah, we got those too. Possums and raccoons.
Well, I'm curious. Do you have any armadillos where you're at?
Yes.
Now you're allowed to hunt those.
It's like hitting a speed bump.
Yeah, you're allowed to kill those now.
Tastes like chicken. Everything tastes like chicken.
I believe you are. The ones because they will tear up your yard pretty bad.
Now I do know it's with wild boar down here. It's pretty much. I might be wrong, but I think it's open season on wild boar all year round because they're destructive too.
And rattlesnake probably.
Yeah, we
haven't had we had a water moccasin, but we haven't had any rattlesnakes.
Yeah, we haven't seen any around here.
I think we're a little too wet for them.
Ugh.
Plenty of racers and pine, ringneck pine snakes.
Now, when I was a kid, lived up in North Florida, I used to catch rattlesnakes just for fun.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Sounds like a nice pastime.
Everything's tastes like chicken.
Yeah. So does Kermit, I've heard. I don't know.
Just put some barbecue sauce on it, grill it up, you'll be fine.
Crystal's Texas Garden. There must not be any Cajuns on here tonight. They'd have 5 or 6 recipes apiece for gators. Oh, you're probably right. You're probably right. Farmer Brad is asking, what is something you have harvested from your garden?
Well, this past weekend I did my green onions. We also did, what else did we harvest? The radishes we were growing, they were kind of sporadic, but it looked like something got to them, so we had to toss that to the chickens.
Yeah, the chickens got to eat our radishes. Now, last weekend, not this past weekend, but the weekend before that, we harvested sweet potatoes.
Yes.
Oh my gosh!
That
Those
was
things
over
are huge.
10 pounds.
Yeah. I actually weighed that one before I put it into the our shed to season or to cure, but it weighed 10.05 ounces.
Yeah, if anybody has not watched that video, you need to watch where they harvested out of one
tire or one tire.
Yeah, bucket thingy. They're sweet potatoes. One after another, and then this one comes out and it's like a baby's tush. I mean, it was huge. It was huge.
It's as big as my head.
It was.
It's just huge.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
I've never grown a sweet potato that big before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me neither, Scotty. I was just like in awe. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, so I plan on once they're cured, I'm gonna do a video and weigh each one.
Well, that'd be cool.
We'll, do videos as we're, dicing them up, cooking them, taste testing them, just to see how good they really are.
And we're going to definitely be planting more of those purple Hawaiian sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
Is that what I was just going to ask? Is that what they were?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, how is it spelled? Mollokai. I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
I may message you on Facebook for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's in the description of the video, too. So
okay. There we go. That's all I need. Yeah.
I don't know if we missed this earlier or not. Inside Kate's Kitchen says, I asked about growing the dragon fruit cactus in such a wet environment.
Well, the cactus, it's not your normal cactus. The dragon fruit cactus is a rainforest cactus. So it actually loves the weather right now.
Yeah. And a lot of people that do have it, they grow it on up the oak trees because it clings to everything. And then the fruit just kind of falls off if it's way up there. It's like passion fruit. The passion fruit vines, a lot of people down here grow them up in the trees.
So as... Okay, we have another caller here.
Okay.
Last 3 numbers 087. Hello, this is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Hey, Daryl.
Hello.
This is Shanna, the face painter.
Well,
hey,
hello.
Shanna, how are you?
Hey, Sherry. I'm doing good. Nobody was calling, so I thought, well, I'm going to call them because I got some things to talk about.
There you go. Ask away.
Yeah. Ma'am?
Go ahead, ask away.
Oh, are we live?
You are
ma'am.
live.
You
You're
sure
live.
We can hear you.
Hey guys. I'm not familiar with your guest. I subscribe to their channel and I'm gonna go check out everything they do. But I love the guy that just called in. He's wanting to start a homestead. He had a really good question, how much land to start with and all of that. And I don't know if you've seen, Sherry, you popped in a few times here lately, that my home is on the market. We're on 2 acres.
Yep.
And out of the city limits. And we are wanting to look for more land. We're looking for, my husband wants to be able to hunt off the land and everything. So we're looking about 45 minutes from where we currently are for about 30 acres. And so we're starting over from ground up, and I can't help but have a little anxiety over this because, the way the world is right now, and I'm assuming everybody in this chat tonight is preppers.
I think we have,
I had my
a
business
mixture.
Go ahead.
We have a mixture.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm new to prepping, about 1.5 years now, because I was running my candle business for 20 years. That was like my life for so long, and I have a new outlook now, and now it's all about prepping and preparedness. So I've got about 6 months worth going, and just any suggestions on I know we're not supposed to live in fear, but we're going to be building ground up again. And I know as soon as we get the land, my husband wants to put a water well in and try to get self-sufficient in that way. And I've kind of stopped my preps for right now because they're going to be stored in a storage for a while. So but I was watching another prepping channel earlier today because I started thinking about how do some of you guys store, like I hear that it's better to store your rice and your beans rather than flour. I was dry canning flour, but they've piqued my interest in getting a meal rather than storing flour. And you've got your rice and beans, you can actually grind it up yourself, and make your own flour so you can have flatbreads and stuff like that. What do you guys do?
We haven't gotten to the point for that. Right now, we're canning pretty much the basics. We have right now green beans canned, growing tomatoes, and I'm hoping to can them by this winter. We've also done a lot of dry herbs. We can those and use them. Donald's actually growing cassava right now.
To make cassava flour.
Yeah.
We're not really preppers, although everybody in Florida pretty much are somewhat of a prepper because we have to prep for hurricanes. Our natural disaster, that's just normal for us. So we
I'm in
do
Texas,
prep
so
for
we
that.
get the hurricanes too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we've only been doing this since about 2 years now. And so, for us, the canning process we're slowly getting more and more. Hopefully here by winter, I'm going to try to learn how to make my own jellies, start making soaps. So it's definitely a learning process for us. I'll be honest. So
I've got the dry canning down. That was easy for me because there's no moisture involved. And, I think any of us that are new to canning, we're scared of the whole botulism thing. And it's not something I feel comfortable with taking a chance without having a class. I know some of y'all meet up, Sherry, for homesteaders.
Yeah.
Y'all have little things. Do y'all ever meet up in Texas and have classes on stuff like this?
I think, didn't they have one or going to have one in Texas? Because didn't the Botter, aren't they doing one, or maybe that's Labor Day? I can find out for you.
I would be interested in knowing.
But I know the first time I pressure canned, because water bath canning is nothing. That's just easy peasy. The first time.
Okay, because I bought Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The first time we pressure canned. Now I have a glass top stove, and I won't can on it. A lot of people do, and that's cool. My stove was a $4,000 stove. I'm not canning on my glass top stove. So we bought.
I've seen some bad pictures of people doing that.
Yeah. So we bought one of those 2-burner camping stoves and put it on our front porch. And I would schlep it out every time.
Well, we did do it out on the driveway. We did it first on a turkey fryer.
On a turkey fryer. So it's sitting on my front porch now. And we put the jars in it, got it, part way full of water, put the lid on it. And I stood behind Daryl. I go, you do it. And he looks at me. I said, you're insured. I said, you're insured. You do it. He's the one
We've
who
even
did it
done
the
some
first time.
canning in our Instapot.
Poor Daryl.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love
Funny.
my
I bought one
Instapot.
of those ball water bath canner
Yes.
kit. I don't know if y'all seen it. It plugs in.
I have
got
one.
it at Christmas. And
Yeah.
I haven't used it yet.
I have.
But I know you can do low acidic foods as water baths.
Exactly.
And then when you do meats and stuff, you got to do pressure cooking, right?
That's correct.
Right. Right. You can do your
Okay.
jelly. You do your jellies in the. You can do your jellies in the water bath. I do,
What's
and I have the ball electric one. So I have that one also.
you like it?
I have all the gadgets. I have the ball jelly maker. Yeah. Yeah. There's a gadget. Sherry has to have it. But yeah.
All right. Well,
Jellies are
I just
easy.
wanted to hit on some prepping ideas.
And,
And Shanna, I don't know if there's so much prepping. It's just homesteading. It's just self-sustainability. It's not so much prepping.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. A little bit of both, I
Yeah.
guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I love it. I love y'all's channel, and I just wanted to call in and give y'all a hello and maybe pique some interest if anybody had questions that I had. It might have helped somebody in the chat, but I'll let y'all take the next caller.
There you go. Thank you, Shanna.
Thank you for calling in.
Yep. Thank you.
Yep, thanks for
You
calling.
bet, guys. Take care.
Take care now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You too. Yeah, the first time we canned, I actually did the same thing. I made him do everything because I was like, I'm going to watch and learn.
Yeah.
She's never used a pressure cooker before.
No,
She's a little
I
nervous
stood
about it.
behind Daryl, and my mom used to do it, but I stood behind Daryl. I go, I'll watch. You fool with that gadget.
She's a little nervous with our big canner, but we got it's the cheap version of the Instapot. We got the power cooker or whatever it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We got the big one that they make, and she cans in
8-quart?
that.
Yeah.
I can can in that, no problem. But the big one on the glass top,
It intimidates her a little bit.
Well, it's taller than me.
Well, yeah, and a glass top is not very forgiving.
No.
Yeah, right. So normally if we use that, he's with me because
But an absolute great heat source is a grill that has one of those side burners.
Yeah. I have a big commercial stove in the kitchen, but Amy doesn't let me use it during the summer.
it's gas and it's too hot.
It's a big commercial restaurant stove, so it heats the place up pretty quick.
Yeah.
Crystal's Texas
I
Garden.
just read that.
First time I pressure canned, I sent the kids outside in case I blew the house up. All right.
See,
Better
we're
be
all
safe
like
than
that.
Sorry.
Okay, Sonia, can you please throw up the gas link? Not familiar with the channel, like to have a look. I guess I'm lost as far as what you're talking about there. I don't
You mean
know.
to?
Go ahead.
They got our link up there.
Yeah, they got the link up there. Yeah, it was the link to our YouTube channel.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got their weighted canner, so I don't have to look at the pressure gauge. I kept the kids in the house first time canning.
Yeah, I see Farmer Brad says he has, and I think most of the pressure canners anymore have the weighted variety,
Yeah.
perhaps even in addition to a pressure gauge. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have one that we haven't even taken out of the box yet.
That's what we have is the weighted, and we also have the gauge on ours.
Yeah.
well, we had an opportunity here. Actually, it's been over a year ago.
It's more than that.
I said it's been over a year ago that there was a sale, and we had a coupon. It was a good price, and this and that. So I got her the.
He must think we have 15 kids. Yeah, he got me the biggest all-American canner they make.
Wow.
Yeah.
That big 9-4. We could almost put Smudge in it.
Almost. there's an idea. Next time he won't get in the kennel in the camper.
Wow.
Amy is pretty good on getting sales and stuff like that. That's how we got our dehydrator, the Excalibur.
Yeah. The five drawer one, found it on sale, a Christmas sale, and got it for like 75% off.
Oh yeah, I love my Excalibur. Yep. Mountain Life, Montana. This thing is huge. I forget how many jars you can put in, but it's like triple stack.
The model's a 941.
Oh, wow.
The model
Yeah,
is a 941. So
Yeah, a canned smudge. What do you think? I don't. It's not even going to fit on the double camper stove out here. It's just too big around.
it fits.
Wow.
It fits perfect on the turkey cooker.
Oh, probably that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to use a turkey cooker on something that big.
I can't even lift it. Can you imagine having water in it? No. Thank you,
City Stead.
See, Morris Patch of Heaven Homestead said they need 2.
Yeah, well, we don't have 20 kids. Even if they're all here, we don't have that many. And that'll never happen.
So I don't know how everybody's year's been going this year, but ours has been absolutely terrible as far as our garden goes.
What garden?
Yeah.
He brought me in three black crim cherry tomatoes the other day. That was our harvest. 3.
I believe it.
And they were volunteers. They weren't even. I planted 82 tomato plants. So I said, "How's the garden going?" Well,
Yeah.
I mowed everything down. I go, "What? You did what?"
Yeah, our tomato
it was all
plants.
it was all grass. I couldn't tell grass from weeds. I said, "Wait a minute." Everything along those 2 cattle panel strips, there's 82 tomato plants.
Nope. No, there wasn't.
No more.
No, there wasn't.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Yeah, this year the humidity was horrendous. I've been living here for several years. I've never seen it in the triple digits, and it kind of burnt up our garden this year.
Yeah,
We lost a lot.
the tomatoes, they were rotting on the vine before we could even get them picked. They would just get the rotten spots on the bottom and everything. The only tomatoes that did any good was our Everglades tomatoes. They were popping up everywhere.
And I've never heard of those. I mean, I've heard you mention that several times, and it's like I have to go look that up, and I haven't done that yet.
They're a native tomato in Florida,
Oh.
and they're about the size of a like a grape, like a small
okay.
grape.
Okay.
And they're great for salads.
Super sweet.
Yeah,
And they grow under swing sets.
yeah.
They'll grow everywhere.
They grow everywhere.
Grow everywhere.
That one plant we started off with, we had so many tomatoes that we were feeding them to our chickens because we couldn't even give them away as fast as it was producing. And the birds were eating some. Problem with the birds was they would drop them everywhere. So I was mowing them down and weed eating them everywhere
Yeah.
Well,
because they grow like a weed down here.
have you gotten into doing any tomato processing where you make sauce and stuff like that? I mean,
We're trying to.
I have done it before when I lived up north. I used to use Roma tomatoes, and I would make my own sauces and stuff like that out of that from scratch. But we haven't gotten a good enough tomato harvest down here to do that yet. See, down in here, in the middle of summer, you really can't grow tomatoes. They don't produce the heat. It's just too much for them. So I'm thinking about next year building a shade house because that's how a lot of these big commercial ones do it. They'll actually grow it in a greenhouse, not to keep it warm, but to keep the sun from burning them up.
Yeah. But I think Duncan said they were at 105. We were 104 today
With the heat.
And the humidity.
Oh.
Yeah, tomorrow's supposed to be 103. Yay.
Cooler.
We've been
It's gonna
up
be
to
cooler for you.
109 this summer.
Yeah.
With the humidity.
Yeah, we've been as high as 109.
Oh my gosh. I can't even imagine
it makes it
that.
so hard to even just go out in the morning. It's already humid, and then by the time it's like 7 o'clock at night, it's still like in the 90s, and it's during the middle part of the day. It's so hard for us to get out there. It's hard to breathe when it's that high of humidity.
Yeah, 95% humidity is pretty rough.
Mm-hmm. And that's another challenge we face besides the flooding.
Wow.
82 in Montana. I wish it was 82.
A 70-degree summer. Wow, Linda.
She don't count. She's in Washington.
Yeah. God. We were in Louisiana July 4th, and it's like, good Lord. How do they do it?
Oh, I spent 10 years in Biloxi, Mississippi, and from, what was it? From 2001 until 2010. And, July and August, it's humid.
Yeah, we didn't even go out for this year. We didn't even go out. We usually just sit out on our deck because all of our neighbors shoot off fireworks. It was too humid just to go out at night and watch them.
Yeah. The humidity's at 84.
How do you combat the mosquitoes that I assume you get from all that flooding?
Oh.
Go inside when it gets dark.
There you go.
Citronelle candles, citronelle wipes, the off spray. Anything you can
Avon Skin So Soft.
I get bit by everything. No
matter what.
gnats, everything.
I must not taste good because hardly anything bites me.
Oh, jeez.
So.
Farmer Brad is asking if you have any invasive Spanish moss.
Yes, but we're lucky we're not too bad. But it's Spanish moss is all over Florida. It's something you really got to kind of keep track of. There's actually companies that'll come around and collect the moss for you. Take it out of your trees if you got it bad.
Yeah, we had a neighbor that had a few goats, and the lady across the street would pull the Spanish moss off of her oak trees and then feed it to the goats.
They love it.
They love it.
Sonia, it's winter in Australia, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken, you're like the opposite of us.
They should, yeah.
Yeah, I've got
or spring. Going into spring, maybe.
Going into spring, yeah, that would be right. Coming out of winter, yeah. Sabrina, there's a lot of people that can on a glass top stove. I mean, if
we do.
Yeah, there's a lot of them that do. It's just, you know, when we bought the house and moved in here 7 years ago, we had to special order our stove because of the opening that was there. It's a 40-inch stove, so it's a little bit different than just going to Sears and getting the regular 30 or 32-inch wide one. So that's the only reason I do it outside. But there's a lot of people do it on their glass top. Just have to be careful.
Got to wash your pressure because if it blows it's going right down through your stove.
Yeah, it's just like if you use your cast iron on glass top, just don't scrape it across the top.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't do. My cast iron, I only use that on my big gas stove.
Yeah,
or your grill.
Yeah, or my grill.
Yeah, but I eventually want to have a screened-in area where I can do a lot of pressure cooking and canning outside during the summertime when we have the nice weather. Otherwise, we have to wait until it's almost dark, so that way it doesn't heat up the house. We've had a couple of times where our AC froze because it was just running constantly because we were doing a lot of stuff during the daytime.
Thank you, Bayou Homestead.
Yeah, Bayou Homestead, thank you so much.
Guess I picked the right number. I didn't pick anything.
I did.
Oh, you did. Okay.
The fire pit cooking. There you go. Yeah, we want to build one of those for him too. He's even got a Dutch oven.
Yeah, I do a lot of grilling, a lot of smoking. I got a tank out here I'm eventually build a smoker out of, but the last smoker I built was a 350-gallon propane tank.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could smoke 2 hogs on it at one time.
Yeah. It was got one halfway built. We just got to finish it once we can get through the ditch.
So what all kinds of predator problems do you have in your immediate area there?
Well, we have hawks, coyotes, there's bobcats, even bear.
Bear.
I haven't seen any bear around here. We have seen the bobcats and coyotes. When we first got the property and we were coming over fixing it, I would see the coyotes, and I seen a bobcat once. But since we brought Sadie over, 165-pound bull mastiff or English bull mastiff, we don't see the coyotes anymore.
Yeah.
So the hawks was our biggest worry, but we got guard geese now to kind of help scare off the hawks.
Yeah, because we live really close to the, we're just a few miles from the Withlacoochee River, and there's just, they're called red shoulder hawks. They're gorgeous looking, and they're all over the place. Every spring and fall, we have more and more hawks because they just come back and build their nest and have their families.
Yeah, we also have raccoons around here too that'll really, get into your chicken coop and wreak a lot of havoc. But so far we haven't dealt with any of that with the dog, because we keep the dog run right next to the chicken yard.
Yeah, and the Florida Panthers, they're more south of us, so we don't really have. I haven't heard or seen any of that around here, at least not yet. Where do you see yourself in 5 to 8 years?
5 to 8 years, hopefully with property without a flooding issue.
Yeah.
And a whole lot more fruit trees, orchard. I'd even like to get either milk goats or get the miniature cows. What are they called? The
Dexters.
The Dexter.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind getting a Dexter milk cow, because you only need about 3/4 of an acre for them.
Yeah, that's what Jareth wants. Jareth wants Dexter. So it could go with Willow, I guess.
Because they're good for meat or,
milking.
Yeah,
milk.
it's just a small cow.
Yeah, just a really small cow. So it would be perfect for our size.
But that's they're still produce what, a gallon and a half a day?
Yeah, which is a lot for us, but
we can easily freeze it and save it, because with the real milk you can actually do that.
And we could also mix it with the grain when we feed our chickens too, especially if we're going to finish off our meat birds.
And Naked Gardener's asking, what is your ideal land?
Oh, no flooding.
Our ideal land,
something that's a little bit more cleared than what we have. We got a lot of wooded areas too because of it being swampy.
And we got this property really cheap, so there's a lot of stuff that we got to clear up. Piles of junk in the back part of the property.
Yeah, the people that were here before us, apparently they allowed a nursery to dump their leftover stuff because they were going out of business. So we got a lot of those big blue
55-gallon drums that they cut off.
Yeah. And
so our ideal piece of property would be a property that's already been cleaned up.
Yeah, and not flooding.
But we like our subtropical weather.
Yeah.
I'd even like to go farther tropical, farther south.
Really?
Yeah. But closer to the Oceanside where we get a little better breeze.
Yeah, well, I still wouldn't give up this place.
No, I don't like this place.
Yeah.
You know, if you just had a little bit more property and it was just a little bit more flooded, you could have an airboat rental place.
Right?
Right?
Well, actually, about 4 acres behind us, what happens is the water, the way they have the water run off is it actually winds through the neighborhood, the drainage, and then about 4 acres behind us is this huge retention pond that's maintained by the county, and then from there it drains into the Withlacoochee River.
So when it's flooding really bad, we could go all the way to the river.
Yeah.
Wow. So have you ever had any problem? Do you have any neighbor problems or anything like that? Are you far enough away from people, or do you wish you were closer to people, or?
Well,
we really don't have that much problem with the neighbors.
yeah, everybody kind of is pretty quiet. I mean, we know a few of them, but if you actually watch our videos, when we pan around, you can actually see some of our neighbors' houses, even though we have acreage. And I wouldn't change our location. I mean, just to give people an idea, we have to go to the next town just to get to a Walmart. That's the closest box store we can get to.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, but a lot of people around here have animals, so it's nothing where we're at. You know, we don't have to worry about anybody complaining about our chickens or anything like it. We keep track of the animals pretty good. We don't let them get loose, but I mean, we've got neighbors that have horses, pigs, sheep, goats,
cows, yeah.
You know, so we're in a nice, quiet, rural area. As long as it lasts before the villages get too close.
Yeah.
Well, I see that Naked Gardener is asking if you had it to do all over again, what would you do differently?
I think the biggest issue we had was we probably should have checked the flood zones, or checked the county records, the 100-year flood records, just to see what this neighborhood actually is. It wasn't until a year after we lived here, our neighbor across the street came over and introduced himself, and he was telling us about how 15 years ago this place flooded really bad. They had to dig out the retention pond that's back behind us, and then everything was working well again. But obviously, as water flows, sediment flows with it, so
Sure.
They need to probably dig that out again.
Yeah, I probably would have, before we started too much of the renovation, I probably would have rented a tractor or something like that and took care of some of the drainage issues before, even moving out here.
Yeah.
That would have been the big thing.
I'm curious. I mean, I've been to Florida, to some different areas in Florida before, but is your ground, is it real sandy right there, or do you actually have what most people call dirt?
We have sand.
Well, it's actually a mixture of both.
Because we're in the swampier area, we get a lot of organic material in our ground, but it is sand. We don't really have any, we don't have sugar sand here, but if it's exposed to the sun too long, it turns to sugar sand.
Yeah, a lot of times if you see us digging in our videos, you'll see the dirt is kind of sandy, but it's a dark sand, so it's got a lot of that rich organic material mixed in with it. But we haven't encountered any sugar sand or just regular sand like other people in Florida would have.
Okay.
A lot of where we're digging the raised beds or, making the raised beds, I've been cleaning out the ditches by hand and putting the wheelbarrow and filling them up that way, because it's all all the rich organic material ends up in these ditches from, all the drains and runoffs from the other properties. So we've got some pretty rich soil here for the most part.
Yeah.
But it's not like dirt that you find farther north. Everything here in Florida is sand-based. You may find some clay in patches, but most of the time you're sand.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anybody close by that thinks and does the same type of things you do? Or are you kind of on the outside from what everybody else is?
We do have some friends like Sonia.
Yeah.
She's doing the same thing. She's got quail, chickens, turkeys. They've got a huge piece of property, so they even have cows.
But in the immediate neighborhood, no, a lot of our neighbors, when they see us outside, they'll actually stop us and go, "What are you growing there?" Or, in our neighborhood, I would say we're really growing a lot more. People around here have more of the animals, the large animals, than they do like gardens and stuff like that.
And food forest.
And food forest.
Okay, just scrolling back through here.
We do, we do a lot of trading with people like that for plants, and like we were talking before. I work in Orlando and that area, and there's actually a lot of people that have food forests. Some of my customers that I go in and do work for are growing food forests in their backyard. That's really becoming a thing in the Orlando area.
Mm-hmm.
Our food forests.
Yeah. So
is there a lot of farmers markets and stuff in your area there, or?
Oh yeah, there's
the Webster Flea Market is the biggest one around here, and that's every Monday. They have a huge market, and some of the farmers will come out on Saturday too, and we'll go up on a Saturday because it's really crowded up there.
Yeah.
But we do have a lot of little farmers markets or roadside stands that are in and around the different towns that we travel to and from.
Yeah, we even have a little small animal auction not too far from us too that everybody goes to.
Nick Gardner's asking, I'm not sure this was asked before or not, but however, what got you interested in homesteading?
It was a combination of things. Donald was starting to have health issues. My daughter started having health issues, and then I noticed the price of food going up on certain things, and we had the land. We just didn't know what to do with it at the time. And so one day, Donald goes, "Let's plant something." And we started planting trees and growing different foods and seeing what works in our area. So, at this point, it just keeps growing. We've got an herb garden now, which we have to expand on because we're growing more herbs.
Yeah, my health issues was getting pretty bad. My blood pressure was out of control.
Your liver enzymes.
My liver was getting bad. I'm not a drinker. I might have a drink on a weekend, 1 or 2 drinks at the very most.
Mm-hmm.
But that's even rare. But I had the liver of an alcoholic because of fast food and all that stuff. So it was more we trying to get back to producing our own foods, knowing what we're eating is how we got into it.
And it just kept slowly evolving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the doctor said the same thing about me. He asked me if I drank. No.
Mm-hmm.
Do you smoke? No. And same thing with the liver.
Who's the girl?
Good thing is the liver will
heal
repair itself. My liver enzymes, just from cutting out all the fast food and, eating the chicken that we grow here and or we raise here and our fruits and vegetables and all that stuff, eating healthier, my liver's enzymes are back to normal now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, who is the grower and who is the harvester?
I'd say a little bit of both for us. Sometimes I'll plant, and if it's up high, he's the harvester.
Anything above,
above 5 foot.
But I love the plant. She actually has to bar me from going into nurseries, or because I'll always come out with plants. So I plant most of the trees and stuff like that, but she plants most of the garden area, our vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
But I do most of the planting of the fruit trees.
What do we do with the herbs? With the herbs, we will either cook them right away. We'll cut them off the plant and cook them. We have dehydrated some and dry can. We haven't. I don't think we've dry canned, have we?
No, we haven't tried any dry canning yet.
Yeah, no. I normally will let them either air dry. Over in my dining room area, I already got a bunch of different herbs just hanging on the wall dry, and then I'm waiting for them to, bag them up and save them for Donald.
She also has the canning jars where she can suck the air out of and vacuum them.
Exactly, vacuum
and keep
seal.
them in there too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and some of them you can put into ice cube trays.
Yeah, I do that with the pesto. I make a pesto.
Yes.
And that's what I do.
Yeah.
Do y'all do any juicing?
We just got a juicer.
Mm-hmm.
So we're thinking about doing some juicing.
Yeah.
And Naked Gardener is asking, what is the favorite tree you have planted? What is your favorite tree you planted?
Mine would be the moringa.
How did I know? I just had this feeling.
I've got one picked out for him. Let's see.
I like the strawberry tree.
I lost. I figured it would be the banana tree.
I'd love to see a strawberry tree. I was like, when I heard them talk, it's like, what?
Yeah.
That is a very interesting. It's we haven't figured out much to do with but just eat them, but it's they call it a strawberry tree. They also call it the Jamaican cherry, but the flower looks like a strawberry flower off a strawberry plant.
I'll be darned.
And then it has a little small cherry in it that doesn't have a pit. The seeds are actually really small, taste like grains of sugar. Mm-hmm. But when you pop it in your mouth, you bite into it, you get this burst of juice that tastes like cotton candy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you had in that one video I was watching.
Mm-hmm.
That you said it sounds like was it rubber against your teeth or something? Wasn't that the one?
Oh yeah, because I don't like the outside.
Exactly.
Yeah, the outside.
Yeah.
So I spit that out. But yeah, that's the tree. That's the one.
Yeah, as soon as he said that, I knew what he was talking about.
Yeah, he also said, "What's the favorite tree we planted?" I also like. Well, I would say second to my moringa would be the cranberry hibiscus. Love eating the leaves off of that. It's got a citrus taste to it. We add it to our tacos, to our burgers.
Put it on any sandwich like lettuce.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. My second one is definitely the banana tree. My favorite banana is the ice cream banana, the blue Java.
Yeah.
Do you can your pesto?
I haven't yet. We've frozen it.
Yeah, I've never heard of canning pesto. My mom always froze it. Yeah.
And David's Muletain Homestead, they're in the Orlando area, I guess. That's about
Central.
Yeah, we're about an hour west of Orlando.
Yeah, we're in Sumter County. Yeah.
So, and I see this because Shanna's Country Charm said a lot of people grow blueberries here in Southeast Texas. You folks have blueberry plants and raspberry plants and blackberries and all that kind of stuff down there?
Yes. Well, raspberries don't grow down here, but we do have some blueberries.
Yeah, we got three blueberry plants.
They're not quite as productive as the blueberries up north, but they're getting better. The University of Florida has came out with some pretty good cultivars of the blueberries that are growing down here. We're actually getting some commercial growers down here growing blueberries now. Our favorite winery is actually made from blueberries. It's a guy that started a wine orchard and makes blueberry wine.
And then we also have blackberries. We got a blackberry plant this past spring, and it's growing like crazy.
Yeah, it's taller than you.
Yeah, very much. And
well, she already qualified that though, because she said that he picks everything. Yeah, he picks everything that's over 5 foot.
Than her.
I'm 5'2", he's 6 foot, so there's the height difference.
My mom was 5'2". Yep.
And then we have wild.
We have wild blackberries. They're not the sweetest, they're not bad.
And they have the thorns. But the blackberry plants that we're growing are the thornless ones.
I want to get more of those.
Yeah.
We really enjoyed those.
Yeah.
We would fight to see who would get to it first, the blackberry, because it was just small, so you only get one or two that would ripen at a time. So you couldn't even get a handful of them. So we'd all be watching it until it was ripe enough, and then.
Do you or can you or have you grown? I'm going to say the typical like beefsteak tomatoes, the big slicers and stuff. Do they grow down there? I don't know.
You can grow them down here. We haven't grown them yet. But like I say, you kind of want to. You got to give them a little bit of shade down here. You grow them in the spring and you grow them in the fall. In the summertime, the heat just kills your tomatoes.
Yeah, I actually had I started out with a tomato patch, and I had several different varieties of tomatoes, and by the heat of the summer and the humidity, when we started reaching more than 95 plus, they would either, as soon as they would produce, the bugs were either eating them right away, or the heat was just like they were like melting.
We got them into the ground a little late. We should have planted them earlier.
Yeah,
and we'll learn next year.
Yeah, next year I'll have my own little tomato patch with a shade cloth over it.
David Mule Train Homestead said he will share an ice cream bean plant with you. He's also in Florida.
Oh yes, I've
never heard of that.
Yeah, it's an orchid. Yeah, it's the vanilla bean is actually an orchid. It grows from an orchid. So they grow down here in Florida pretty good.
Yeah.
I want to get one to put in the greenhouse.
That'd be nice. Yeah, because he's the cook in the family, so he loves all that stuff.
What is the dimensions of your greenhouse?
It is 8 foot by 22 feet.
How tall is it?
And it's about it's almost 10 foot tall.
Yeah.
Are you happy with that size, or do you wish you had made it bigger?
I wish I had made it bigger, but it works for what we're using it for. These 4 small fruit trees that we're going to have in there. I can keep them cut down for that. But this was more of an experiment to see how good we can grow some of the more tropical fruits in here in Central Florida. Which,
so in other words, if this works, this will be just the annex to a full-size greenhouse.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. All right.
Yes, exactly. We want to get one of the high tunnels to plant some of the jackfruit.
Lay down.
You know, some more of the more exotic fruits.
No.
Brown sapote, and you know.
What is your go-to meal?
Oh, chicken.
Our go-to meal is probably grilled chicken on the grill.
Yeah. Sweet potatoes.
Yeah, we make sweet potatoes several different ways, but we eat a lot of chicken for health reasons. So
or turkey meat.
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised. I'm a little surprised that you don't have a bigger flock of chickens, especially meat birds.
Well, we are growing the Cornish cross. Sorry, my dog is trying to get my attention. Oh, Sadie, talk to them. The Cornish cross.
We're going to be doing more and more Cornish cross. The heritage breeds, we haven't had that much luck with, butchering them and actually liking them. Mm-hmm. So that's why I want to get the breast chicken, and I'm not super satisfied with the Cornish cross either, because we kind of feel bad for them raising them.
Yeah, they just look so miserable growing up.
Okay.
Yeah. So I want to get some of the rainbow or the red Rangers broilers and try those out.
Mm-hmm. What's your best sweet potato dish? Oh, that's a tough one.
I prefer mashing the sweet potatoes with a little bit of cinnamon and ginger. Amy, she likes it when I just slice them into little coin and put a little bit of brown sugar and a little bit of cinnamon and baking them on a cookie sheet.
Yeah.
That's how she loves it. That's how she likes the sweet potatoes.
Or dicing them up into little squares. What do you call it? Home fries?
Oh, yeah. I make home fries out of them, too, and for breakfast in the morning.
Sweet potatoes? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, they make great home fries.
Yeah.
Huh.
We use, extra virgin olive oil?
I don't.
Yeah.
In the deep fryer, I use light olive oil.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of the extra virgin will smoke too much.
Yeah.
But people say you can't deep fry with olive oil, but I do it all the time. So
would never think of making home fries out of sweet potatoes, but that sounds, because I don't eat regular potatoes anymore. But
yeah, neither do I.
But the sweet potatoes, I love sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's I never thought about doing it that way.
Yeah, we salt and pepper them just like you would do home fries, and sometimes I'll even just take and sprinkle them with a little bit of cinnamon and sugar when they're deep fried like that too. They're really good.
Do you parboil them first so they're a little bit
No.
softer? Just chunk them up and fry them.
Chunk them up, and peel them, chunk them up, and I'll deep fry them to where they're soft, and then I pull them out of the grease, let them drain, and then I do a second
Put
fry.
Put them again, right. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to try that.
Ginger. We're growing ginger too.
Yeah, we're growing ginger, and we're also growing turmeric.
Yeah.
Because we cook with a lot of turmeric too.
Mm-hmm. Not far from y'all.
Yeah, naked gardener. I would think peanut oil, because you can the peanut oil does great when you're frying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like frying in peanut oil, but olive oil, it helps lower my cholesterol. I was having cholesterol issues, and since I started cooking with nothing but olive oil, my cholesterol levels went way down.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shanna, I have an air fryer. Trust me, the things you can make in those. Ask Brenda. Last year at the HOA, I did cream cheese stuffed jalapenos wrapped in bacon in the air fryer as an appetizer. Then I made then I made cream cheese stuffed chicken wrapped in bacon in the air fryer. And then for dessert, I made everyone else. I took Oreo cookies and took the a container of the croissant, that are in the packages.
Yeah.
And I wrapped them, each Oreo cookie in its own little croissant, and I put those in the air fryer. Those went fast.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
we just recently got.
Yeah, we just got two air fryers not too long ago. The kind that has the bucket that you pull out and put back in.
Yep,
and then
that's
we
what I
got
have.
a Tefal one that is a round clamshell type, and it has a turner in it that spins around as it's cooking.
Okay, like a rotisserie?
Well,
type
no,
thing?
it's an arm that spins around
Oh,
and
okay.
stirs it up for you.
Gotcha.
That,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And just to mention this in case you folks don't see it, Dave's backyard chickens and outdoors says Red Rangers grow slower, but he likes the meat better.
I've heard that I know they go a little slower, but I've heard it's better tasting, more. So I'm kind of anxious. I want to try that out.
Yeah, I think that's going to be what we're going to be getting at the end of August. Here, we're getting our next set of meat birds, so I think we're going to try them instead of doing the Cornish cross.
And it's also being asked how you grow your ginger.
We have it in our herb garden.
In the ground?
In a tire.
Yeah,
That's what I was going to say. In a tire.
It is in a tire.
Yeah, it's in a tire.
We actually have 2 tires of ginger growing.
Yeah. How did we just took.
What I did is I got ginger at a market, a little farmer's market, and I had them up in my basket, along with my other potatoes, my hanging basket, and they started to sprout. Some of it started to sprout, so I cut them up into little chunks and planted them in a tire.
Mm-hmm.
And now I've got ginger coming up. I did the same thing with the turmeric.
Yeah. No problem growing it.
Yeah, that grows best in a 235 R16 tire.
Well, I've been telling them, I go, we need to get one those bigger tractor tires so we can actually plant more in them.
What we made sandboxes out of when our kids were little.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Well, you need to go go after some of these big NASCAR tires and stuff with that are 14 inches wide, 16 inches wide, or dragster tires. That way you can.
They have soft rubber too, so it'd be easy to cut the sidewells out of.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yes, they grow theirs in containers too.
David.
I was amazed how much sweet potatoes we got out of a little tire, a stack of tires.
Yeah.
It was only 2 of them stacked. It was 2 tires stacked on top of each other.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, and the top one we cut the sidewalls out of on both sides, so that way it was like a big pot for them. And we just filled it up with some dirt, some soil.
I call it ditch dirt that we dug out of the ditches. I put in it. And then I'd mix some compost and, in there, and they just took off. So I'm doing the same thing next year, but I want to make a patch that's probably 4 foot by 20 foot, just for sweet potatoes.
Oh, you planted them something magical. That's all I know. Good Lord. Dave's Backyard Chicken and Outdoors. Just started using shallots in my cooking. Do you grow those?
No.
We grew some small onions, but we haven't done any shallots yet.
Yeah, I just harvested some green onions this weekend, and I had them on the wall drying right now.
We don't cook with the onions too much unless it's the big sweet onions, and I use onion powder. I'm not a big fan of onions.
I can eat them like candy.
I like the flavor. I like to cook with them. I like the flavor that it gives, but to eat the onions itself, I don't know if it's a texture issue or what it is.
I have garlic I have to dig up.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
That's something I want to work on, try to grow down here too. It's harder to do in the South because you don't have the cold.
Right.
But I've heard you can put them in the refrigerator. For
Yes, sir.
I was just
Sure
thinking,
can.
you got to
You sure
refrigerate
can.
it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're probably going to try that come this spring.
Yeah.
Keep them in the fridge for a while.
Yeah, because when some of them, when you get the scapes, that makes great pesto.
Well, it's something else that hasn't been talked about here all night, unless I totally missed it, and that's you folks do some kombucha and
Yes.
making some
Yes.
fermenting things.
Well, yes, they do, because she was afraid when he opened up that one jar.
Yeah.
I was more worried about it going
Yeah.
everywhere.
We kept watching because until we got into homesteading, we never even heard of kombucha.
Mm-hmm. I don't think
And we
most
kept
people
watching
do.
these people make, our YouTubers make it, and I was a little nervous about the whole SCOBY thing.
That is a little
You
bit
know.
weird, isn't it?
Yeah, and I was like, I
Weird
don't
thing.
know.
Yeah,
but
something
I was
growing in
thinking
your something growing in your bottle just doesn't seem right, and then you drink
Yeah.
it.
So we went and we picked some up at the grocery store.
No, we ordered it on Amazon.
No, I'm talking about the bottles of it.
Oh, the bottle. Yeah, we tried the bottles first.
Mm-hmm.
The store-bought stuff, and it was okay.
It's totally different.
Yeah. Then we went to a Big Pond Farm out here.
Yeah, a local organic farm opened to the public for the year, or their once a year thing, and we went there.
And a local kombucha, out of Tampa, they had some fresh kombucha there, and it just blew us away.
We were
And
talking.
we were like, we got to make this.
We were talking about you earlier, Doug.
The kombucha King and Queen just stopped in Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. They're the ones who had the Life Conference in Missouri.
Hi, guys.
Yeah, I think they're the first ones we seen make the kombucha.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That got us interested in it.
Yeah, and a few others started making it, and then I pretty much said, well, let's buy the supplies and try it, and I've been making it ever since. He loves it. We've been trying different flavors. We're still kind of new at it, but so far we're enjoying it. And it's once you do it a couple of times, it's really easy. You really get the knack for it.
She can't make enough of it to satisfy me.
When we were,
I would drink it every single day.
Yeah, when we were in Louisiana, Jareth, Reap What You Sow, we stayed at their place, and she had kombucha, and one thing that she made, she added, I think it was a bottle of V8 strawberry banana to it, and mixed it up.
We use that.
And
Yep.
so the next day she goes, here, try this. It's like, I could have drank that whole thing. It's like, wow. That stuff was awesome.
She makes it with the mango peach V8.
Mm-hmm.
Quite a few different
And
V8
the blueberry pomegranate V8 too.
See, I would never think, until she did that, I would never think of adding the V8 fusions with it. But it's like, yeah.
Oh, we really enjoy it. I want to try making some ginger. I want to try making some with some ginger, to make ginger kombucha.
That'd be
with,
different.
Ginger.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it'll be like ginger, ginger beer or something
Yeah.
like that.
See, I would be the only one here that would drink it. I don't think Daryl would touch it. In fact, did she give? No, she gave Denise some of the citrus. I don't think Daryl would touch it.
No?
You'd be surprised once you try it. You'll like it.
I brought some into
I've
work.
tried it at a couple of those roadside stands that we stopped by where they had the different
that's
ones.
true. That's true. Yeah.
But yeah, he actually took some into work with him, and the people at work even enjoyed it.
The ones that would try it. the ones that a couple of them watch, they watch our videos, and a couple of them goes, I'm not drinking that. I seen what you had in the jar.
There was something live in that thing.
Right. But yeah, kombucha has been pretty good. It's something I actually enjoy. I got to actually make some because he drank the last bottle, so I got to make some more.
I love it because, it helps with my digestion. It kind of gross to talk on TV, but I mean, it just really makes you regular, like clockwork.
Mm-hmm.
With all those probiotics and stuff in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Grizz, I don't know about you.
Uh-oh.
Your mountain water is well preserved.
120 proof. Good old Grizz. Yeah, you're down here in Florida, and Grizz is up there in Oregon.
Well, that's just a little different way of fermenting. That's all.
Oh, yeah, that's his way of fermenting. That's true. That's true.
I'm hoping we get a better harvest of grapes next year. I want to try making some wine.
All of our grapes dried up this year.
Yeah.
We had when we bought the place,
Well,
we had an established Concord grape vineyard in the back.
Well,
Nice.
Daryl had to cut it down. He tore down the arbor that it was on and built a new one, and they all dried up this year. Didn't get one.
well, that's because it went from over wet to super hot,
Yeah,
and we were gone.
yeah. Yeah, we traveled a whole lot this past spring and summer, so.
I wish we could grow some of those grapes like that. The only thing we can really grow in Florida are muscadines.
Muscadines.
Or muscadine hybrids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the other grapes, we just have too much diseases down here. You can get them to grow. You might be able to get them to grow for a year or two, but then they just die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of the first mistakes we got when we saw grapes at Walmart. We were like, yeah, let's plant some grapes.
Mm-hmm.
They did absolutely nothing, and they just withered away.
Yeah. Right now we grew the Florida, what was it called? The Florida homegrown?
We're growing the Southern Home muscadine, which is a really, delicious grape.
Real sweet.
And we also have the Pam, which hasn't done much for us yet, and we also have the Supreme that I haven't planted yet. I still have it in a pot.
Yeah. And we actually do have a muscadine vine that's grown across one of our fence lines, and it's produced once or twice since we've been here about 5 years, but it hasn't really been doing much.
It's a wild muscadine, so it's not very tasty.
Yeah.
We might be able to make wine out of it, but that's about it.
Oh.
Okay. Well, folks, it's getting a little bit late here tonight, and I know a lot of you got to get up and go to work in the morning.
Yep.
So I think what we're going to do is we're going to kind of wrap this up, and it's been a really interesting night.
Sure has. Thank you so much. I've been
Thank you.
looking forward to this.
Yeah, we have had a great time. So I do want to remind everybody that next week we're going to have Life with a Tableful is scheduled to be here. So Life with a Tableful will be our guest next week. If you folks have not gone and checked out tonight's guest, please do so.
Yeah.
They got a lot of good videos. They're still kind of getting their feet wet in the YouTube stuff here, but they're doing a great job. And just kind of stick with them. Doug and Stacy, thanks so much for stopping by. It's always a pleasure seeing you guys in here. Special thanks to all of our moderators and everybody that was in here tonight. We love you all and appreciate you all. So take care.
Thank you, everybody.
Anything from you, Sherry?
No, that's it.
All right.
I enjoyed it.
So did we.
Yes, we enjoyed it. Thank you.
Yeah, say goodbye, Gracie.
Bye, Gracie.
Bye, Gracie. Oh,
That's awesome.
that was awesome.
Did pretty well.